Hey guys, welcome to day 3 of my Sale-a-bration week where I'm featuring products from the Sale-a-bration catalog. And just a reminder, Sale-a-bration is only good until March 31st of 2017, and once the products are gone, they're gone. And once we hit that date, they're no longer available. So, I've been taking you through the catalog and previewing products each day. Yesterday we did the thank you, the So Very Much stamp set, and the Delicate Details, which I showed you some examples. And just a reminder, these products are only available with a $50 purchase. You cannot, unfortunately, you cannot just order them. And I know I've been getting a lot of comments and messages asking, you know, it's in stating it's too bad that they can't just order it because that's all they want. They don't want to place a $50 order. So, sorry about that, but it is, just as a reminder, because I don't think I was clear yesterday, these are only available with a $50 order. So every $50 you spend, you get to choose a free item out of this catalog. Now, today we're going to be doing the Tasty Truck, but I wanted to kind of go a page back and show you just in case you missed it. And I will link the videos for the Inside the Designer Series, Inside the Lines Designer Series paper. And here are the cards I created. And here is the Designer Series paper. I've seen some great things. If you go to Pinterest, I mean, you'll have a ton of ideas. But, and also the catalog has it. But people are coloring, they fussy cut, they just do some ink blending. I mean, just really, really beautiful things. And that's what I did here, just some ink blending. And I will link to that video. And then you have the 3/8 of an inch metallic ribbon combo. And it comes in a baggie like this, and you get both ribbons. So let me show you real quick. They're gorgeous, silver and gold metallic. And here is a card I used the ribbon on. I love the ribbon. It's very soft, very flexible. It's easy to work with. So very pretty. But that is that. And so today we're going to be working on Tasty Trucks. And I just love this. When I received this catalog, this was actually my favorite. This is the one I wanted. It's so cute. You can create little boxes, cards, and even cards that you don't have to use the Tasty Truck on. I like this one. It's a little bit different than your typical style card. So really cute items. Now, in addition to this, I'm also going to bring in the Any Occasion stamp set. I thought this would go well together, and here is that. And then here are some examples. And these are little cards. This is great if you want to create a little card that you may attach to a gift. This is the perfect size for it. So here are the two stamp sets. You have Tasty Treats, or sorry, Tasty Trucks, and you get 16 stamps, photopolymer, and you get some adorable, I'll show you the cover, adorable images, pancakes, hot dog, flags, ice cream, cupcake, taco. You get a couple banners, and then this is a hot dog banner. A very cute and punny, in a way, sentiments. Let's talk about how awesome you are. A little wish that's fun to make. Hot dog. Thanks, you're the sweetest, congratulations, happy birthday, now where's my cake? And then you get the adorable Tasty Truck. And then with the Any Occasions, you get these banner stamps. You can kind of build your own banner. So here is the base, the string, and then you have all these you can attach to your banner. And talk about great sentiments for everything. Baby, birthday, thank you, a celebration, just saying hello, Mr. and Mrs. And then you have these little images where you can embellish or decorate your banner. If you don't want to put a sentiment and maybe just have like a lacy, doily look, you can add that all along your banner. So we're going to use this today. Now my sample cards are here. Here is one. It is happy birthday, now where's the cake? And this is some washi tape, some ribbon, and then I watercolored the little truck. Really cute, and then added a couple sequins. And then I love the taco stamp, so I went ahead and made a taco, let's talk about how awesome you are card. And this is the Cupcakes and Carousel paper. In the annual catalog, there is a Fiesta, I'm not sure what it's called, but it's Fiesta themed. And it goes perfect with the tacos. So this was the closest thing I had that I thought paired nicely, so I have that one as well. Now the card we're going to make today is a birthday card, and I'm going to be using a piece of watercolor paper, pink pirouette, and then this pattern paper DSP is from the Neutral Designer Series paper pack. This is a 12 by 12 pack, and it has 40 sheets, and it is in the neutral colors. So there are these colors right here. And then you can get a pack that's Regal Classics, Brights, and then the In Colors. You can get a paper pack, and they're great because they come with, and the papers kind of has a sheen to it. So you get a ton of paper, and it's just the same pattern in the different colors, but it's the patterns that are very useful. You can use them on any card. So I love the polka dots, the stripes. You have a floral, and then you have script. So great generic patterns that go well with any card, any occasion you are making. So this is the Neutrals pack, and I am using basic gray stripes. And like always, supplies will be listed below, and any Sale-a-bration items I cannot link, but I will find the order number for you and list it. So I have my Whisper White cardstock. This is going to be my card base. And then the inks I'm going to use are quite a bit today. Crumb Cake, Basic Black, Soft Sky, Melon Mambo, and Pink Pirouette. We go ahead and fold my card base. Put this aside. I'm going to put my my paper DSP and then my colored cardstock aside, and I want to bring in my watercolor paper. Bring in my mat. And what I'm going to do first, and I'm going to stamp all this in basic black, is I'm going to stamp my banner, and I want it in the corner here, in the upper left hand corner, like that. And then I'm going to stamp my happy birthday, and I think I'm going to do this in Melon Mambo. Now I'm probably going to have to get my head in the camera because, to be honest, I have kind of a hard time lining these up. So let's see. Okay, now when I stamped it down, I just made sure the tops of my letters were touching the banner. I would rather have them overlap a little than there be a gap, because that won't look realistic. So let's hope that this worked. Okay, so it's okay. There is a little gap, but it's not a big deal. So we're just going to go with that. And then I have this little, let me show you on the stamp since it's easier to see, this little streamer I'm going to add to the ends of my banner. And I'm going to do that in Melon Mambo. And I'm going to kind of go off my cardstock, but that's okay. Then I want to add, I have a little banner from the Tasty Trucks right here, and I'm going to add that to the other side here. I'm going to do this in my basic black. And then I'm going to go ahead and take my Tasty Truck, I'm going to close that for now, my Tasty Truck, and I'm going to ink it up in basic black, and I'm going to stamp it down. And that was a horrible impression, so we're going to see if I can line it up. Okay, I'm just going to go with this. It's not perfect, but I'm going to do something different with the awning. So the double image, you kind of see it, it's as if your vision is blurry. You won't see that on the awning. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my piece and I'm going to go ahead and trim the bottom because I don't want it that long. And then I'm going to use my scrap here that I just cut off, and I'm going to stamp the awning. And I'm using my basic black ink. Okay, so that's a perfect impression, and we're just going to not worry about this too much because I'm going to be coloring it in so I can kind of fix it as I color. Alright, I'm going to take my pink pirouette and I squeezed the lid to get some ink on my lid. I squeeze the ink pad like this, and then it disperses ink on the lid. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and color my truck. I'm taking my Melon Mambo now, and I'm going to go ahead and continue coloring. Take my pink pirouette again and fix some little spots that bled. And I forgot to stamp my cupcakes on my truck. So I'm taking the little cupcake stamp, and I'm just going to stamp and try to get them even as possible. Little cupcakes in the truck before I finish coloring. Taking my Melon Mambo, bringing it back, and it's going to color my cupcakes really quick. Now I am going, once this dries, I have a Memento pen. And Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell this, but I will link it below. And what's nice, I'm being very impatient, so my colors are running. What's nice about this is you can go in and kind of fix some mistakes, and I'll show you what I mean by that. Alright, so now I'm going to take Crumb Cake, and I'm going to go ahead and just kind of shade in the ground. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and fussy cut out my awning, and then I will show you what I will do with that. Okay, I fussy cut out my awning, and what I'm going to do is, this isn't exactly the easiest thing to cut out, so I'm taking a Memento pen and darkening up the edges so it looks like it was cut out perfectly, and it just gives it a little bit more finished look. And like I said, Stampin' Up! Doesn't sell this Memento marker, but I will link it below. Now, my coloring, it wasn't a good day for me with watercoloring, obviously, but I kept going. My stamping didn't come out too well either. So I have these pens. They're Micron Fine Line Set. If you have Copics, I think you can use your Copic multiliner. I don't have Copics. I'm not sure how thin that pen is. But these come in a set of 6, and they're different thickness. So I'm taking the thinnest one there is, and I'm just going to kind of fix some of the lines that didn't stamp out perfectly. Let me see if I could zoom you in. I mean, it's not going to be perfect regardless, but with this stamp set, I kind of like it because it's a truck, it's a food truck, so it can look a little rough around the edges. But what I don't like is my watercoloring, how it kind of seeped in. So what I would suggest, if you create this card or another card using watercolor, or anytime you use watercolor, is before you switch colors, unless you want the blended look, dry your colors in between. That way there's no blending of colors by accident because of the water. So I'm just taking my pen and kind of going over lines that didn't stamp out perfectly. And you can also kind of thicken the lines. I'm kind of thickening the cupcake lines, not too much, but just slightly, so the ink that seeped over is not as noticeable. It's a little bit better. And when I had to double stamp, I didn't get a perfect impression. The second time I wasn't lined up evenly. So the lines that it kind of looks like it's blurred, I'm just going over and filling in so that it looks like a solid black line. It's just a little bit thicker than the original, what it's supposed to be. I'm not worried about the awning because I'm going to cover that. Okay, this bothers me a lot, but we're going to keep going. All right, so I cut out my awning, and what I want to do is I'm going to add some dimensionals because I want it to appear as if it's an actual awning. Now what I'm going to do is I'm taking the edge of my dimensional here and my dimensional sheet, and I'm just going to cut a strip. And put the strip here. Now what I probably should have done is colored this. Oh, you don't notice. I was going to say color it just in case you can see underneath. It all looks colored, but actually you don't even notice it at all. So, oh my gosh. So go ahead and pop up my awning. Let me see if that'll focus. Isn't that cute? That just adds a little extra something. Don't pay attention to that or my inky finger. But so cute. So let's go ahead and put our card together. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and put my pink pirouette. I'm going to kind of adhere it wonky and then cut the sides. I'm going to do it slightly so I'm not cutting too much. Actually, I may not have to cut any at all. No, which is what I prefer. I'm going to adhere this on straight, but I'm going to use some foam tape. Go ahead and adhere this down. And I'm going to take my fast fuse, since we got some heavy layers with the watercolor paper. And go ahead and adhere this down. So aside from my horrible coloring, I think it turned out pretty cute, at least the idea of it. So I hope you guys enjoyed this. This card was a little bit more involved than my other two from the previous days, but I just love this Tasty Truck stamp set. And remember, it is only available with a $50 purchase. Now, just to kind of take you to tomorrow, so today we did Tasty Trucks, and we did the Any Occasion. Now, if you have the catalog or you're just following along here, there is a card tin. Here is the card tin. It's huge. And I actually have cards in here, but it comes with a set of dividers. Now, this is actually sold out, so it is no longer available. So I just wanted to mention that in case you were eyeing something in the catalog. I have no idea of the quantity. Demonstrators were just notified yesterday that this is sold out. They will not be restocking it. So unfortunately, if you were wanting this, it's no longer available. So obviously I won't really cover that. So tomorrow I am going to bring in the Hey Chick stamp set. Now this stamp set is extremely popular. It actually at one point was early on, I think it was out of stock. But since it was so early in Sale-a-bration, they did replenish it. So we are going to be doing some cards with this tomorrow. So stay tuned for that. I think a lot of people will enjoy that. And that was actually a stamp set I wasn't really tempted by, but I did get it, and it's actually really adorable. So I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. All the links will be listed below, and if you have any questions, as always, let me know and I will get back to you, and I will see you tomorrow. Bye.